It'll always be about more than basketball.
It is the finals, NBA Finals edition of More Than a Game. I've got my great friend here, Andre Moore of NBL fame, also Brisbane Bullets legend.
All right.
A-Train.
What's up, man?
Oh, man. It's been just over a month since we did one of these.
Yes.
It's always good. I'm wearing my silhouetted black shirt there.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm repping Loyola, repping University, Loyola.
They're registered trademark.
Oh, yeah.
So, we've got a few things to cover in this special edition episode of More Than a Game. It's been a great NBA season. I'm looking forward to this NBA Finals series. It's good to have two different teams in there again. It's good to see Golden State make it back to the NBA Finals, and Boston, the first time since the year 2010 that they've been in the NBA Finals. What do you think about this final series?
I think it's going to be a cracker of a series. Two teams that I believe match up very well against each other. I think Celtics may have a slight advantage size-wise over the Warriors, but the Warriors, obviously perimeter shooting. Although the Celtics got some good outside shooters as well, but Warriors have some outstanding perimeter shooters. It's up to Steph to see if he can come through in the final series, because he traditionally he's struggled a bit some of these past final series, even though they've won three chips. So it's
they've won 3 championships. He's never won. I don't think he's ever won an NBA Finals MVP, has he?
No, not yet. No, not at all.
So we look at the key matchups, the key players for the Dubs: Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Now, what do you think of Klay's year? His comeback year after being out for so long.
Oh, very, very well, very inspiring. Because I've experienced the snap Achilles. I know what it takes to. I'm still in the process of coming back from my snap Achilles.
How's your recovery coming along right now? Pretty good.
Very, very good. Yeah, very good. I'm doing lots of exercises and get some good physiotherapy, so I can understand with Klay the journey he's had, because he's had a couple major injuries. In saying that, he's looking very, very good at this stage of the season. At the right time. He's looking really good. So I'm wishing him best of luck. Yeah.
Now the next guy, I'm just going to play just a clip here. I like this. I don't know if you've heard this, but they've got this sort of theme going with Golden State this year. Gold-blooded.
Oh. Decades deep, a mentality that beats in all of our hearts. It flows through our veins.
Gold-blooded. Okay.
We're gold-blooded.
Okay, gold-blooded. All right.
Gold-blooded. So I think that's Draymond Green there. So Draymond, one of the best defenders in the NBA, for sure. A little bit slighted that he didn't make the All-NBA first defensive team, but I think he's one of the best.
He's a shy, introverted guy on the team, right? Really, very shy, introverted, very.
Yeah, he's.
Doesn't have much to say. Never has much to say.
He leaves the referees alone. He's not like
quite timid, very timid player. Yeah, old Draymond.
I think he's a factor in this series. I think
major.
Okay, he's going to probably get. I'm not sure who they're going to get him to defend, but he's switchable. He'll move on to Tatum, Horford, so he'll get a lot of different matchups in this series. I think also Andrew Wiggins, all-star starter.
Playing great ball.
Really, really well at the moment. They're relying on him quite a bit.
Arguably should have probably got that inaugural Magic Johnson Award. I think him or Looney.
Looney. There is some talk about that. He's certainly defending very well there on Luka. They put him on Luka probably 70% of the time. He did a great job there. Did a great job scoring as well. So he worked on both ends of the court. Not known as a passer, but very good scorer, very good shooter, very good defender. Getting better, good fit for this team going back to the finals.
Very much so. Yeah.
The other guys, as you said, you mentioned Kevin Looney. Now he's been absolutely huge. They relied on him quite a lot in the NBA playoffs so far, especially the last series against Dallas. had at least 2 or 3 big games. So he's going to be a factor, as is my boy Jordan Poole off the bench. Jordan Poole, I'd say that he'll probably get more minutes in this series against Boston. I think
I think so, yeah.
it'd be interesting to see. I mean, he had a little bit less minutes against Dallas, but he averages more than 30. But we'll see how many minutes he plays against Boston. I think they might be able to put him on to players like Smart or something like that on the defensive end. But,
right. What's that whole marketing scheme they're using with Poole and the Splash Brothers? We have a pool party or something like that.
It's
pretty cool.
And what you got to remember about Jordan Poole, you remember these guys like Klay Thompson and Steph Curry are in their early 30s. So guys like Jordan Poole are only 22 or 23, turning 23, very young, and at an elite level at a young age. It sees that there could be an opportunity that they could be an all-time great. If they sort of work the things right, because those 3 guys there are sort of older than 30. Wiggins has probably got a few more years to go before he gets to that sort of age, but he's coming into his prime at the moment.
I heard they got Iggy. They got Iggy coming. Iggy and
yes,
Peyton the second coming back, right?
Yeah, I think Gary Payton will play some minutes in this series because they will want some defense as well. So I think he'll get 7 or 18 minutes a game.
I thought his wrist was broke. I thought he broke his wrist, didn't he? Doing it.
It said that he's back though, so maybe it's just healed already.
I don't know how. Yeah, I'm trying to figure how did they do that? It's broke. That wasn't that long ago. The Memphis series when he got took down. So
yeah. So let's have a look at these Boston players, and I think there's 7 players you got to watch here, not 6.
Yeah. I'm the first time ever in my life bearing for a Boston team.
There you go. Tatum's obviously. And we'll get to that in a minute, but Tatum obviously leading this team now. Marcus Smart, the defensive player of the year.
Oh yeah.
Jaylen Brown, how good was he in Game 7?
He's probably my favorite player on that team. Most exciting.
Yeah, so he had a huge Game 7, and Horford's been huge as well. Horford's been playing big minutes. I didn't expect that he'd be playing 30+ minutes, but that's what's been happening. He's been playing big minutes for Boston.
The 5th player on my screen is covered by our pictures. Yeah, who's the 5th guy there?
Okay, so we've got the start. He probably will start Robert Williams. So
right. I like him too. I like him a lot.
I don't know. I mean, it was interesting. They didn't get as many minutes. The injury, just coming off an injury. Great player. He's a great stat player when it comes to the category stats. Very good at blocks, field goal percentage.
You know what? He could also be used because of that mop of a hairdo he got. He could also use him to wipe the floor up when the floor gets wet.
Exactly. So I think he'd be a good mop. 2 guys that have come off the bench and they could even start, Grant Williams and Derek White. These 2 guys have been really, really good.
Derek White, I was tough on him in the earlier series, man. He's come on big time, man. He's a great pickup, man, from San Antonio.
So I think there's more. I think Boston might, if they've got 7 guys here that are possible weapons, that's probably more than what Golden State have. So
both teams are deep. Both teams are deep, man.
Both teams have got a good 7 or 8 man rotation, to be honest.
Even 8, 9, 10, maybe it can all kind of go in there.
And with the Golden State team, we didn't talk about any of their rookies who they've been getting some minutes from time to time. Kuminga and Moses Moody have been getting minutes, but that's because we've had guys like Otto Porter Jr.
Otto, is he back? I think he's back too, right?
Back. Yeah, so he has to be. So Otto, they've had a lot of rest. Yeah, so Otto Porter, I think he'll get good minutes as well. I think he'll be a 7th man. He probably should have been on my key players list as well.
Right.
So that's the NBA Finals matchup. It's going to be exciting. It does start tomorrow, Andre. We had a nice 4-day break from.
I thought the game was on today. I think as we speak, I think the game is happening.
No, it's on tomorrow.
Game one. Okay, game 1 is tomorrow. Okay, I was off. Okay. I got it recorded anyway.
It's probably Thursday American time, I think. So Friday time, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, I got to show my love for the indigenous community as well too. Indigenous respect for the elders and the past, present, and future indigenous people in the land we're gathering on today. Yeah, much love.
Yeah, much love. The other thing to note is Ime Udoka, the head coach of Boston. He used to play in the NBA for a little while. He was actually playing under Pop
Did he play? Okay, I can't recall him being in the league. How long was he in the league for?
So he was back at probably about 14 or 15 years ago. He played one good season where he started every game.
Oh, right. Okay.
Started
I knew everybody. I've been following the league for
sometimes there's a year that either you forget about or you miss.
Played
for Portland. Started for Portland back in 2005.
What position?
Small forward. So
small forward. Okay. Yeah.
But obviously a player that didn't get counting stats. He was more of a defensive sort of player. But him and Steve Kerr, both these head coaches in this series, have played under Pop. So he did play for San Antonio for 2 years as well in a bench role, I guess.
Yeah.
About 14 years ago or thereabouts.
The San Antonio lineage runs very deep. Even over here with the Sydney Kings. Much shout out to them. We might talk about them later on. Sydney Kings win the championship. Their coach Buford is son of R.C. Buford, who's the architect, along with Greg Popovich, building those San Antonio franchises, those superstar, those dynasties, I mean, you can call them. Yeah.
Since our live podcast, we'll touch on it right now before I sort of move on. But the Jack Jumpers against the Sydney Kings, man.
Well done to the Jack Jumpers too, man.
Man, that was a great series. We listened to one of those. We listened to one of the games on the radio when I was
right. Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I hadn't listened to a basketball game on radio in a long time since I was a kid. I used to listen to old Bulls games with Tom Boerwinkle and Bob Love and those type of guys playing for the Bulls back in the day on radio.
So shout out to Tom Hertz and Clutch Radio and whoever was. It's always
good job, guys. If you guys ever listen to this,
yeah, good shout out there. So it's great, and it's just fantastic that the Jack Jumpers were able to get to the finals in their first year. That's just absolutely amazing.
They just ran into a buzzsaw of a team in Sydney with they got pretty much an all-star sort of group there that they had to contend with. But they fought valiantly.
They certainly did, mate. They certainly did. Yeah. NBA award winners. This is the All-NBA first team. We had Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic. What do you think of this All-NBA first team?
Well, all these guys are very deserving. The only obvious controversy was about Embiid, not being, the position situation where you have to have a position. Yeah. Whereas Embiid obviously should have been a first team player as well too, along with these guys. But who did he knock out? Possibly Devin Booker. But hey, you can't knock any. All these guys had a stellar year, played really well. So yeah, I got no problems with it.
Yeah, Booker's probably the only one there that is a little bit questionable. I think Luka. I think Tatum's made a good case. He really played well.
Yeah, but it was all position. It was all position stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
he played well on the defensive end as well. So Giannis is obviously a mainstay in that first team. He's just really, really good. The second and the third team. So we had Steph Curry, Ja Morant. That's a very good backcourt.
Yeah, good.
Kevin Durant with DeMar DeRozan, and then Embiid. I think that second team was really, really a really, really good second team.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the third team was a bit interesting. LeBron, Chris Paul, I think Pascal Siakam, Anthony Towns, and Trae Young. I think that's correct. They
got it right, man. The voters got it right pretty much, for the most part.
Yeah, I think they did. I'm the only one that sort of, to me, that stands out as missing. I think he should have made it. At least in this third team was he played 50 games, so I still think that's enough to qualify.
Yeah,
and that's Jimmy Butler.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Butler.
I think he was better than LeBron and maybe, or not LeBron, maybe Pascal Siakam. But
all right.
But yeah, that was an interesting. Trae Young got in there, Chris Paul, etc. So that's a fairly good teams. Yeah.
Kyrie Irving ended up getting a vote for the third team, even though he only played 20-some games. One person voted for him. You know who that person was?
Who was it?
It was a lot of Jalen Rose. He actually he owned up to it and apologized for getting caught up in the moment and giving Kyrie, who obviously is an excellent player, but obviously didn't play enough games to qualify for any teams, this year. So yeah, that was quite interesting by Mr. Jalen Rose that he would do that. But yeah, he's apologized and owned up to it as well too. So kudos to him.
Cool, man. The other NBA award finalists and winners, these were the obviously each one was down to 3 for each award. So most valuable player, we know that went to Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
NBA Rookie of the Year, very close between Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes, but Scotty Barnes ended up winning.
Right, and our guy Giddey made what, second team All NBA or first team? Was he
Second team. We might talk about that in a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
The Kia NBA Sixth Man of the Year, that was pretty easy. That was Tyler Hero.
Yeah, he was averaging 20 points off the bench, right?
Yeah, over 25 and 4, so 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists off the bench.
Yeah.
And that's pretty quality. Wants to start next year. I think that's what they should do. They should start him anyway.
They should, yeah.
Rather than come off the bench. So, what did you think? Just before we move, Miami. What did you think of Miami? Obviously, they were the best team in the East when it came to the regular season. They obviously, Boston were probably favored to beat them.
Yeah,
I feel they were a better team. The right team ended up probably getting through.
Only barely.
Yeah, but what did you think about Jimmy Butler and what did you think about the Miami Heat? They were pretty impressive.
I think Jim Butler is a major stud, man, in this league, man. He's a great guy. Off the court, he's a class act. Some of the comments he made about Tatum, and how much he loves his game. After the game, he's just a great competitor. He epitomizes the Heat culture they got going down there. Started by Pat Riley and those guys.
Yeah.
So you see how every game you see Pat Riley and so sit next to each other, looking like two consigliere, like a couple of mafia dudes,
Yeah.
Looking really tough. But Jimmy Butler epitomizes that what that franchise is all about, just toughness. All the guys they got, they're very, very particular about. I was very impressed with Strus as well too. We got to talk about Strus.
Him and
the little guard. What's the other little guard that was undrafted? It was started a few games.
Gabe Vincent.
Those two guys, man, they made a name for themselves.
Yeah, they did late in the season. Both these guys, did a lot late for the Heat. They were a big part of the. Strus was played a lot of minutes because they felt that he was a player that could play defense.
Yes, that's why he got minutes over. What's the other shooter?
Whereas Duncan Robinson couldn't play.
Yeah.
So Strus was better. Became better more accurate at shooting and was better on the defensive end. So, and Gabe Vincent, I liked him, but they went to Kyle Lowry quite a lot in those last couple of games. Good player, made some big shots, but I don't know. I'm not sure he's. I know he's won a championship with Toronto, but I think it's getting
might be a bit past his prime. I love the look of Kyle Lowry. He might be a bit past his prime. Might be time to start considering, stepping down a bit, a couple notches. So
I was impressed. I was impressed with Bam Adebayo in that last Game 7. I thought he played okay in Game 7. He does go missing some of the other games, but
he's a bit undersized. He's undersized for a big guy.
Yeah, but a lot of that's where we're sort of trending, I guess, with a lot of these.
He's kind of being faded out.
A lot of guys that were 4s become 5s and that sort of thing. So
I would have strived in today's NBA, 6'9", 6'10", running playing the center position because I was so used to playing center in high school and college.
Yeah, no, definitely.
By the time I got in the NBA, the guys were bigger. Denver Nuggets had 6'7" guys, 7 foot plus.
I mean, there's guys. I mean, you see the rotations at the moment. Like you're probably a taller guy than say a PJ Washington. Or a PJ
Tucker.
Tucker and Washington, both guys are 6'7", 6'5". You'd be taller than those guys. So you could always be a center somehow, some way. Or, that Isaiah Stewart 6'8". The defensive player of the year. This was I think Marcus Smart deserved this. I was very, very happy that he got that. And it'd be interesting to see how he plays in the finals. I can't wait to see which of the Splash brothers that he's going to guard. You can't guard them all. But
Crunch time, he used to be a bit smarter about his shot selection. You know, he almost at Miami, the last game, he almost gave it away to Miami with some questionable shots. You know, at the end.
Definitely. They run it too quickly. Some of those players are a bit crazy.
Some guys don't understand when they open. You're open for a reason. It's the reason why you open. Yeah.
The NBA's most improved player. I mean, Ja Morant is the guy who won that award.
He ended up giving it to his teammate, the shooter. He ended up bringing it to his house. I saw that on.
I'll have to look. I didn't. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, but I didn't think I didn't read. I didn't read that. So that's.
What's his name? The shooter.
Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain.
Bain. Yeah. He took the award to Bain's house and left it on his kitchen table there. Said, "Hey, you deserve this, man."
Yeah, that's good of him to do that because, but you know, someone like DeJounte Murray probably deserved the award even more. I think. He probably improved. I mean, Garland improved quite a lot as well. But the three.
Garland was special. I love that little kid.
I think Monty Williams. I think he was coach of the year from memory, but
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So they're your award winners. Nothing too controversial there.
Nothing. Yeah, they got it right for the most part.
I don't know if you've been following. So the NBA draft is only a few weeks away, mate. Did you know that?
Yeah. I actually I have the draft lottery I recorded. I haven't had a look at it, but from what I understand, I think Indiana has the first pick.
No. So Orlando Magic with the pick number 1, and number 2 is OKC.
Yeah.
And number 3 is Houston. Number 4 is Sacramento, and Detroit 5th, I think. Here are your top 6. I reckon these are fairly much the consensus top 6 players in the NBA draft this year. I think these will be the top 6. So you've got in the Zags shirt there, that's Chet Holmgren. Have you heard of him?
Oh yeah, big long man. What's his wingspan like? 8 foot?
Fucking big. This guy's huge. He's very skinny. Like he's about. He'd be lucky to be 200 pounds. This guy.
Probably weighs about he probably weighs about $150 with a brick in his pocket, probably. Yeah.
But he's to be 7 foot. To be 7'1" or 7'2" and not weigh 200 pounds, that's pretty light. So,
he can ball though. I've seen the ball, man.
He can block shots.
Very active, very active out there on the court.
Shoot the 3. He's either going to go first or second. So either OKC will get him and maybe pair him with Pokuševski, or it might be Orlando could take him number 1 as well. So
he's also got a lot of as Ozzy say, he got a lot of mongrel in him, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, got a little fight in him. Yeah.
The guy, the Auburn number 10 guy, I'm not sure if you can see him on the screen there.
I remember that kid. Yeah, I saw him in the tournament. He can go.
So number 10, his name's Jabari Smith. So he could be potentially a number 1 pick as well.
Oh, he's got a number 1. Okay.
So he can shoot the ball and he can play defense, and he's shoots from the perimeter. So they like him. They like his athleticism, size.
Yeah.
Likely to be a top 2 pick. So whoever, I think him and Chet will probably be the top 2.
There's gonna be 1, 2. Okay, yeah.
Doesn't matter. I don't know the exact order, but you know, Orlando might like him better than they like Chet. So I don't know. So it all depends. Because Orlando are going to get rid of Mo Bamba. He's gone, I think, from what I understand. He's out of there. And I'm not sure what's happening with Jonathan Isaac. He's been out for 2 years or something. So what they do there, they probably need another big guy anyway.
Right.
Now, Paulo Banchero, the Duke number 5 there that you see.
I'm a big fan of his. Is it Banchero or Bankero? It might even be Bankero.
Yeah, it's got to get the name pronunciation. I think it's Banchero.
Yeah,
be fine.
Hell of a player.
So he's a hell of a player. We'll probably go to Houston at number 3. That's the consensus. But anything can happen. I'm not sure. He's going to be a better power forward than a who they've been playing there at power forward. I'm just trying to think.
For Houston?
Yeah, the undersized guy.
Oh, played over here. Kid played over here with Sydney Kings.
Yeah, I think so. I think the name is, what's his name? I had him.
He was actually pretty good.
Hey, Jay Sean Tate. Sorry.
Jay Sean. Yeah.
So I think he might replace him in the lineup. Not sure.
Sean will still get minutes. He'll still command some minutes though, so he'll be right. Jay Sean.
They could push him to the small forward position because they really don't have a small forward either. So
right.
So that he could be a small forward. That's if they keep Christian Wood.
Yeah, you got to keep Wood. Yeah, Woods. Man,
Woods is 50-50 to stay. They might get rid of him.
Yeah, heard some talk to him maybe going to Lakers.
Yeah, the other prospect that Houston could look at number 3 is a guy called Jaden Ivey. Now, Jaden Ivey.
I like Ivey too. I'm Purdue. He's a Midwest guy, my part of the world. He's a good kid. He's played really well in the tournament. Nice smooth game. He got a nice game.
So he'll definitely go in the top 4. So maybe he goes to Sacramento, or Sacramento trade him somewhere. Anything can happen, but he's one guy that I'm sort of looking at being, I think he's going to be a very good prospect. And I think if you look at the top 4 guys, are fairly interchangeable. I think, Jaden Ivey could just about be a number 1 pick, really. He's
good. Depends on what the teams want.
He's very fast. Like, you look at, I think he's going to be a better player than Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's going to be better than Suggs and some of these other guys that are, whether he's better than someone like a Jalen Green, I don't know.
But at the end of the day, it's just a roll of the dice anyway,
Yeah, but he's very fast and speed. Reminds me of someone like Ja. Very fast.
Athletically, is he pretty decent athlete too, isn't he?
He's very good. He's very good.
Yeah.
So he's been talked about at number 1, but I'm not sure why. But number 1's not really a guard is not really what Orlando are looking at for whatever reason. Even though he'd probably be better than some of their guards.
I think they have a plethora of guards at the moment.
They just haven't got any guards at an all-star level. They've just got guys that are quite good starters, but that's about it.
They all works in progress. They all works in progress. Yeah.
Yeah. The other 2 players, number 5 and 6, at this stage, a guy that hasn't even played any college basketball, Shaedon Sharpe. Have you heard about
Iowa kid?
No, he's the Kentucky. So,
kid. Okay.
So he didn't play for Kentucky though. He was going to play and didn't play.
Not familiar with him. Yeah.
He's very young, obviously. I think the second youngest out of these 6. I think the youngest is actually Jabari Smith. But he's a very good athlete. Looking at him in the NBA Combine, he's very good physically.
What's the name again?
Shaedon Sharpe.
Okay, so I have the Combine recorded as well too. I haven't had a chance to get to that as well too. I'm gonna watch that.
There were some good reports, out of his athleticism and just his his sort of frame, I guess.
Yeah.
But they are keeping a lot of cards close to their chest with Shaedon Sharpe because he's never played college basketball, so we don't know how he would sort of go. It's like a Kobe Bryant type prospect in that he never played college basketball.
There's quite a few guys that never played.
So there's quite a
guy named LeBron something he never played. LeBron James, I think it is.
Yeah.
Never had a chance, but I think he turned out to be a pretty decent player.
Yeah, so that's what they're looking at. They're looking at, is he?
Yeah, pretty good.
He's had a good high school career. One of the best prospects. He'll be in the top 6. I think Detroit might take him at number 5, but we'll see. The other guy that interests me quite a lot is Keegan Murray. Now, Keegan Murray is from Iowa, and he's about 6'9", blocks, good shot blocker, but also plays in the modern sort of power forward, can shoot the ball.
Okay.
To me, he's looking like he'll be a really good scorer as well. Can shoot. So Indiana might get him at 6. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. But he certainly interests me as far as he's a bit older than these other guys. He's about 21 and a half.
So he's a third, fourth year.
So he's a junior. I think he's a junior, pretty sure.
Year college play, quite mature. Yeah.
So all these other guys are freshmen, 4 freshmen.
Yeah.
A guy that hasn't played and a junior, I think. So, so that's an interesting top 6. The rest of the draft there's a lot of prospects. We've got Dyson Daniels.
I was going to ask you about Dyson. Yeah,
Dyson,
Aussie kid here. Yeah.
Well, probably they're talking about definitely a lottery pick for Dyson Daniels. Could go as high as 7.
Okay, good.
Between 7 and 14, somewhere in there. I think with 7 onwards, we'll see. It's very difficult to predict exactly where a lot of these guys after 7 will go. So but that's just my little draft. Sort of talk, because it's only probably won't be able to do an episode before then. So
yeah. So much luck. Best luck to all these young men when they're life changing situation coming up with the draft. Yeah, best wishes to all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, mate, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's probably most of what I wanted to cover. Obviously, there's a few other things we can always talk about. What else have you got there, mate?
Oh, no, I'm just going with the flow, man. Yeah, just looking forward to this NBA, back to the NBA. The series is going to be it's very intriguing how it's going to play out. There's been a lot of talk about the ticket prices.
Yeah, I saw that today.
The Chase Center, yeah, some of the prices have been even Tatum and Brown had were wowed by the spike in ticket prices, because apparently the Warriors they're one of the few NBA teams that actually own outright their stadium they play at, so they can kind of set the prices according to what they want,
Yeah.
And they at a premium. I think the lowest seat. I think some of the courtside seats will be going $60,000 plus.
Yeah.
US. So it's going to be few people taking out second mortgages on their houses to go watch Steph and Clay and Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
Great thing,
I think even going to the bloody, everything seems to be going up in price these days, isn't it? I mean, you go to fuel station.
Yeah, I was going to go out for expensive. Take one of my. I was going to take friends out for expensive day out, and what we're going to do is we're going to go get some petrol. That's our outing. Get the petrol. We're up to like what are we at? As high as 230, 230 a liter over here. What it look like over there?
I put $60 in the fuel tank a couple of days ago, and it went about not even half the tank.
I know, it's just kind of. What you guys got about liters over there as well? What are you liters in Australia? I mean, sorry, New Zealand.
Yeah, so obviously you got unleaded and you've got your diesel, the same sort of deal.
But it's liters, not gallons. Liters, like
liters. Yeah.
Liters. America's gallons.
Yeah,
it's crazy over there as well.
Yeah, no, liters, and it's just more expensive. It's like well over $3 for unleaded a liter in New Zealand, and it's about, I think it was diesel was $2 60 or 70 for diesel. It was just crazy.
Wow, what's the difference between the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar? What's the?
It's about $1.05 at the moment. So you get
$1.05. Okay, yeah.
You get more in New Zealand than you do for Australia. So for every $1 of Australia, about $1.05 for for New Zealand, $1.07 maybe if you're lucky. So that's the sort of exchange rates at the moment. Just like everything's going up in price. We've had fairly large increases in inflation, as you know.
Yeah. You have Netflix. You have Netflix at your house. Netflix.
Yeah, you got all the different Disney,
you got
Netflix, Prime. You usually got all that going. Yeah.
You have Netflix at your place, right?
Yeah, Netflix, Prime, Disney, the NBA pass.
I watched a movie. Yeah, I watched.
Pay $300 a year for Sky Sports and get all the ESPN channels.
Yeah, I got a movie called Six. I watched a movie called Six Underground.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds is I highly recommend. Man.
Okay.
Action-packed. Michael Bay.
Is it a new movie?
Yeah, it's fairly new. Yeah, very very slickly made. Lots of explosions. Lots of lovely ladies. Lots of got everything. Got all the very American Hollywood blockbuster type movie with Ryan Reynolds, man. About six people that sort of like disappear. Well, they I think I don't know if they fake their deaths, but they all go off the grid, so to speak, and then they start combining together to solve something. I don't want to give away the whole story. It's quite exciting. Michael Bay, for people out there who are familiar with famous directors, is one of the all-time greatest movie directors for like blockbuster, big explosions, those type of things, those type of movies,
Yeah, okay.
So Six Underground, they should be giving me some kind of compensation for plugging their movie though. But it's a great movie. I highly enjoyed it. Yeah, the other day.
Yep.
I was on the edge of my seat watching it. Yeah. 6
Yeah.
underground.
6
Ryan,
underground.
Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
There you go. We'll definitely look at that one. So we didn't get to. We went through all that NBA Finals stuff, but let's make a prediction. Who do you think is going to win?
Ooh, I want the.
Celtics, I think. Yeah, I know you
I'm going
want
with the Celtics. But Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 6.
Celtics, yes. Yeah.
Geez.
Sonics might be back in the league too. The Super Sonics, they might be back in the league as this talk. Yeah, well, and along with a team maybe in Vegas as well too. That's some other side talk.
That's what I've heard. It'll take it from 30 to 32 teams, I think. So
right.
I'd love to say. I'll tell you what. If there is a team in Vegas, I'm going to barrack for those guys.
Yes.
That way you can just jump on a new bandwagon or whatever.
Definitely, yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, Celtics. I'm going Celtics 6.
Okay, I'm going to go. I think if it goes 6 or if it goes to 7.
Yeah, if it goes to 7.
I do think the Celtics can win.
Yeah.
So I think the Celtics are more likely to win. I'm not sure. The odds say, well, let's have a look, see if the odds have changed. But they had the Golden State as the favourites, $1.60. Let's see what the latest odds say. I would say it wouldn't have changed too much, but I've been reading a lot of experts saying that they reckon Boston are going to win.
Experts, right? Yeah.
But yeah, in $1.58 and $2.40. So Boston are good money at $2.40.
Okay.
On that might be just game 1, but I guess hang on. Is there? Let's just see if that's the same as the championship. Yeah, $1.60 and $2.35. So
okay.
So Golden State, because they've got the home court, and it's interesting that they've got the home court. Both teams won the same amount of games, I think.
Right.
So that's pretty rare that you have 2 teams in the finals that have won. I don't know if it's ever happened, actually. Can you think of a time that the 2 teams in the NBA Finals have won the same number of games during the regular season?
No, I wouldn't be able to. Yeah.
There's a trivia question for you. I don't think there probably would be. So,
yeah.
So it would have been a tiebreaker to see who was the home court.
Yeah.
So lucky, I think, for Golden State, they've got the home court. I mean, it does make a bit of a difference, but I think Boston have proved, they've proved that they can certainly win on the road.
They've been labeled as road warriors.
Multiple times against Miami, so multiple times in that series. Maybe might have been 2 or 3 wins on the road there.
Yeah.
I think it was a couple. Yeah, so 3 wins on the road in that series. So that's very impressive.
Exactly. So on a somber note, I like to pay my respects in recent shootings in America.
Oh.
The Buffalo shooting, and most recently at was it Ovada, Texas?
Yeah.
Kids, it was shameful. And Steve Kerr made a very impassioned and thought-provoking statement about it. Because he experienced it with his dad being killed in the during the I forget which war that was, but my heart goes out to all the families. And,
that was very passionate.
Kids.
That made worldwide news. Steve Kerr's press conference.
It went viral. Yeah, it
went viral. Came all the way to New Zealand on their main news, just on the main, to make the sort of main 6 o'clock news. You see Steve Kerr, on and rightly so. And I'll certainly. It's really good that he was able to express that from a point of view that it hopefully makes a difference. That's what we want to see. Whether it does or not remains to be seen.
No, it's gun control, man. So
talking about stuff, war torn. We're talking about one of my friends who lives up the Sunshine Coast. He was on A Current Affair, I think, earlier this week.
Okay.
So if you look at The Current Affair, I might send you the clip. His name's Lloyd. I've known Lloyd since I was 18 years old back in Tasmania.
Way back. Since you were 18, it was only a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He was sick. He came to my 18th I remember he came to my 18th party. He was underage at the time. I think he was 16 or something.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he married a Ukrainian lady, right? A Ukrainian lady. And they had a child, and she had a child anyway. So there's a story on the Current Affair this week. They actually rescued a 10-year-old child from the Ukraine because it's war-torn, what's going on with Russia.
Yes.
They rescued this child through connections and friends and that sort of stuff. This
wow.
particular child, so they've basically taken this child in.
Oh,
and
wow.
just another person at the house, a daughter, looking after someone's daughter, basically. So
great, yeah. It's very, very noble of them. Yeah,
very noble. It's a great story. They covered it on A Current Affair, which was
I have to look that up. Well, you send me the link. Yeah,
he's a good mate, good friend. I've known him, as I said, since I was 18.
Wow.
I even keep in touch with him now, and do his, look after his taxes and whatever.
Oh, great.
But, he's a great guy, and just shout out to Lloyd Rowe and Veronica.
Shout out to you, brother. Yeah. Well done.
And great story, and see the kid, going from bloody having to protect themselves in bloody bunkers and gutters and all that, and not being able to go to school for a year, all these different things about what's going on there. Able to get her out of the country. Her dad's still there. The person, her dad's still trying to fight the front line, trying to be on the front line.
Yeah, best wishes to him.
So it's a great story. Have a look at it. A Current Affair.
I will. Where they based at? Where they
so Pelican Water's up the Sunshine Coast.
Oh, Pelican Water, yeah, beautiful place. Yeah, she's in a nice, beautiful spot. Yeah,
a good story. You see them taking this little 10-year-old from Lithuania to Ukraine. I get them mixed. Sorry,
right.
Ukraine.
Oh, same part of the world. Yeah, but different.
I know. Ukraine. So,
right.
Taking them to to movie world and stuff like that, and seeing the kids' face.
Love those stories. Love those type of stories, man.
Yeah, that's
all
good.
About, man. You see a lot of celebrities like Madonna and Charlize Theron and all those guys have adopted, kids from various countries in Africa and whatnot, and giving them all new lives and all that, which is great to see,
Yeah, it's interesting to see how that all goes, but yeah, it's really good. Okay, so that's that. I don't think I've got too much more. I might have to call this the end of the episode shortly.
That was good. Yeah, we covered enough. Yeah, the league we're down to the nitty gritty part of the NBA season, and it's ready to sit back and grab my popcorn and watch it all unfold.
And probably a month away from an off season. So this time next month we'll be in the NBA off season, and there'll be some free agents, trades happening, all that sort of stuff that we love so much.
That's right. And again, shout out to the Sydney Kings, our domestic league, the Sydney Kings, man. They were a lot of fun to watch. The jump jackets were great as well. But guys like Xavier Cooks, man, I wonder if some of those guys might get a shot at the NBA. I hope they do, because they deserve it. Xavier and the kid Vasilovich, I think he might be going overseas.
Ian Clark was a great.
Ian Clark, Jalen Adams, he was MVP of the league. He got hurt towards the end, but he had a hell of a season.
Yep.
Great coaching staff. It was great. It was great. It was a great job by the Sydney Kings this year.
Yeah.
Jarrell Martin, I really love the big fella. Jarrell, the big fella for Kings. What a player, man.
They're just too deep for any team, really. That's a standout team if they're all healthy.
Yeah, and shout out to all the coverage of the NBL. Led by the great Andrew Gaze, those guys. They did a great job, with their play-by-play and analysts, analytical jobs this year.
Yeah, for sure.
It was fun to listen to.
Definitely was fun, man. Look forward to. I'm back next month. I'm back in Brisbane again. So
all right, yeah, we'll catch up, man. We'll try to. I got a couple other restaurants we'll check out here.
Yeah, I got back for a couple of weeks. I think from about the 8th or 9th of July to 24th.
I want to come to Queenstown though too. I got to come to Queenstown.
Yeah, definitely, man. Do it whenever.
Borders open, right? We can come over there, right?
Come over anytime you want. Snow season starts in about 3 or 4 weeks.
You got a couch I can sleep on over there? You got a couch, long enough couch for me, man?
Yeah. I don't know if the bed's big enough, but anyway. I might have to.
Story of my life.
Yeah, story of your life.
Small bed, but I sleep fetal position anyway. I'm fetal sleeper. So
You have to
really
put your knees up to your chest to be able to fit on the bed, I think, mate.
I had a pillow between my legs as well too. All right, man. That was good fun, man.
Okay, mate. I'll see you later.
Thanks to everybody out there who watching the Pet Podcast. And
we'll share it around. Share it to all your contacts, Andre, and we'll share it to all mine.
We'll do it.
Best of luck in the NBA Finals, both teams, and we'll probably do another episode sometime. I don't know when. It'll probably be July, August, sometime around there. So that'll be good. Yeah. Look forward to that.
Go Celtics. Go Celtics.
No worries.